Hey guys, if you're watching this now, you're watching the replay. It's Jenny from Motherhood Support and Bennett and Grayson. Yeah, it's live. Okay, let's see if anybody gets on. I wanted to come on and do another Instant Pot live because my last one that I did with Kroger, I was more trying to find something that would work with the products that was quick and easy, and I had tons of questions. So I have notes because I wanted to make sure that I answered all your questions. Here we go. And hopefully if you don't see this, you can ask them live. You can ask any questions live. And if you, just leave it there for now. And I have notes too because I'm gonna lose my train of thought. I think I figured out how to see your question. So if you have a question, anyways, ask me. And if not, if you're watching this replay, you can just ask me a question and I'll try and answer it the best that I can. Let's see if we're on. Okay, here we are. Answer it. Oh, the best that I can. I gotta turn this down here. Let's see if we're on. Okay, here we are. Answer. Okay, then we can see the comments. Tandy's on. Is that you, Tandy? Comment so I can see if I can see a comment on here. It says Tandy is joined. Of course, I can't see the comments unless she didn't make any. All right. Yay! Okay, good. All right, awesome. Okay, so Tandy, stay with me here, okay? So I have somebody to talk to. Okay, so as I was telling, everybody before, okay, hilarious. Sit down though, really, buddy, because I need to concentrate on this one. So I was like telling nobody, but the webosphere here, that I had a bunch of questions about the Instant Pot. So I wanted to do one where it wasn't like I wasn't working with Kroger and I could actually talk about it. So anyways, okay, this is the Instant Pot. Can I move these? Yes, you can see yourself. No more.
You said I can be
I'm
crazy.
sitting in 70-degree in school traffic. Really? It's freezing here and we've had tons of snow and school closing, so that's always fun. Guys, I need you to kind of move your chairs because I can't really get to my stuff here.
I need to poop.
Oh, great. I'm all ears. Yay! She's all ears. Okay, Tandy. Woo! Okay, so anyways, here's the Instant Pot. Okay, you guys can help, but really, this I need to focus on what I'm doing. Okay, here's the Instant Pot. I wanted to go over it, like I said, because I feel like I was kind of whizzing through everything when I did the live with Kroger, and I was kind of more showing their products and how to make an easy chicken and salsa recipe, which I've linked in the live, I think, if I did it right. And so I kind of wanted to just go over everything. Okay, listen, we're all done. Okay? Okay. So, mom life. Hashtag mom life. Grayson, seriously, I need you to stop, please, because we're talking about food. Okay, anyways. So I wanted to go over the buttons. I think I have the words right. Are they right, Tandy? Can you actually see them? Maybe. Allison's on. Hey, Allison. I think I figured out. My friend told me how to do it. Tandy. So I know, right? So yeah. So I think you can see this. It's kind of hard because I know it's far away, but it's here's some of the buttons I use. You don't need to be scared about it. I know it's very scary because it is a pressure cooker. There's lots of buttons. I honestly, I'm not like a pro here. I've just messed around, several times. Please stop, okay? I know you're having fun, but we need to stop. I need to focus on this, okay? All right. If I could get through this, I think we've been on for 5 minutes and I haven't gotten anywhere. Okay, so just, if you're watching the replay, hopefully you fast forward through all that. So here's the buttons that I use, okay? So I use, if you can see, I use the manual all the time. I don't use the stew and the soup and everything. I'm sure you can, but I don't. I just do the manual and what time I want. The steam I've used for veggies, but honestly, when I do veggies now, I just throw them I throw them in and I just put it on manual and actually to 0 and it steams them perfectly. So I don't even use the steam function. So really just manual is what I use. And then when you're putting something on, I'm gonna actually put a cup of water in and just show you like it's super easy. But, okay, thank you. Sorry guys, this is my life. I cannot do this without my kids or this would be a little bit easier to get through. But anyways, when you're putting something on manual and when it's done, okay, it's gonna go to the keep warm and that is literally keeping your food warm. If you've made like a big batch of chili, you can just keep it on that function. It's not gonna cook your food anymore. It's just gonna keep it warm, kind of like your crock pot setting, the warm on your crock pot setting. Benny, I'm moving your chair just out of the way, just a little bit here, okay? Okay, so the other question I got was about the little venting to ceiling. This is very wobbly. It comes right off.
Like Tony.
It's not a big deal.
Okay,
Tandy, or Tiffany joined. What's up? All right, it's throwing me off to see the comments on my computer. Cool. So this thing is, it is very wobbly. And if you look on here, it has venting and it has ceiling. Whenever you're doing anything in your pressure cooker, unless you're using it as a crock pot, which I have not done yet, but I know you can, there's a button for it, you're gonna put it to ceiling. So you're literally just going to move it to ceiling. Then when you're done, be careful, Bennett. He's climbing up my pantry right now, like a monkey.
Yeah.
Get off the shelves.
I know. Go
Then
get
when
this.
you're done and when you're going to vent it, what I actually do is I throw a towel or something over it. And some people even use like, what's wrong? Yes, these are yours. Come over here and you can have some, okay? You can have some too, but come over here. Some people actually even will take a spoon and just move it to venting because it goes really easily. But I always like to put the towel over. I read that trick.
Hey guys.
And Kelly's on. Hey Kelly. I haven't gotten very far because the kids aren't cooperating very much and I'm losing my train of thought. But anyway, so for safety reasons, I always put that over when I'm venting. So I feel like it makes it a lot easier. Okay. Listen, I will give you your time to talk, okay, in just a minute. Sorry, I made notes because I knew I would lose my train of thought here, and I wanted to answer everybody's questions that they have been sending in. Okay, pull the lever. You can hold. Oh, yeah, one cool trick. If you didn't know, your lid can actually hold on the side of your Instant Pot. So when you take it off, it can hold there, and then you can like get your food out. The only thing that I would say is a lot of times there's a lot of condensation in here. So when I take it off, I kind of just let the water drip back into here and then put it here. If not, you end up having water like all over the place. Hey Kelly, what's up? This has been interesting, sorry. Hopefully you learned something because you have an Instant Pot, right? Okay, so I went over the buttons. You can do this. One thing I wanted to say is, the ring that's inside. Okay, this comes right out. Okay, honey, thank you. You can actually wash this in your dishwasher. Okay, I will let you do that. Look at your teeth. It's all full of brownies. You can actually put this in the dishwasher and wash this, but here's the thing with this ring. It retains the smell of your food. So, like right now, it smells like roast and everything else I've been cooking in here. I was concerned that this would kind of transfer to the food I was cooking. It doesn't, and I've read lots of places that it doesn't. The one thing that I have read is to get an extra ring if you're going to want to cook, like a lot of people do cheesecakes and desserts in the IP. I never have personally yet, but you want a ring for savory and you want a ring for sweet, because they say that the savory type smell of this ring would actually transfer to your sweet dishes that you're making. So I have a second ring that I bought because I thought I was going to make all these cheesecakes and then I didn't. Tiffany, okay, hang on, I can see. Hi, we are just, where's Lizzie's? Totally, and you know what? I know Cole's into cooking, so Cole, maybe this is for you. You need to do an Instant Pot. Although, I'm going to go over this in just a bit about I would never let your kids open and vent it because of the steam, because there have been some accidents that a friend of mine sent me. So I'll go over that. But definitely, this is easy enough. I mean, my kids helped me do it, so it's super easy. There's just a couple buttons. Okay, so there's that. The other thing is I was reading, you can submerge this in water. I haven't. I just usually like wipe out this part. This thing pops off. The newer models don't. I don't think. My stepdad's doesn't. But that just pops off so you can kind of rinse it. And then you also want to make sure that you're cleaning this, because food can get stuck in here, and that's actually what can cause it to not release all the pressure. And that is when people get... All right, sounds good, Kelly. See ya. And that's when food can get stuck, and that's when your pressures can actually not release all the way. So just make sure that you have everything clean. And this thing like just pops right back in. Of course, I say that and I can't get it. All right. Okay, the other cool thing is to know, my friend like FaceTimed me when she just got hers a few days ago and said, how do you put the lid on?
Mommy?
Yes.
Where was your phone?
My phone, I'm using it for the live.
Oh.
Okay. Why don't you go play in the basement? I'll be done in a few minutes. So there's actually, and I'm assuming on the new ones also, there is a little arrow, okay, on your lid. And then there's an arrow on your pot. So all you have to do is line up the arrow on your lid to the arrow on your pot, and it goes right in, and then turn it and it's on. Because a lot of people seem to have trouble with that. So that's a good little tip to know. The other thing I wanted to point out is this is the heating coil. You never, ever, ever want to dump anything into the heating coil. You always want to use your inner pot, which is this one here. Okay, so always make sure your inner pot is inside and you use that, pour the liquid in there. My friend almost did it in here, and no, you don't want to do that or you'll ruin your little Instant Pot. Nobody wants that because everybody loves the Instant Pot. Okay, so I have that. Oh, Pam, you're watching a video, Pam? Yes, don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me, it's just getting good. Okay, all right, so I went over all the buttons. Okay, some of the terms that people have been asking me about. The quick release. So any recipe you see, they're gonna say quick release, QR, or natural release, NR. Quick release just means that when this is done, so okay, you're gonna you're gonna come over here. Where did the boys put my plug? And I'm just gonna show you. When you plug this thing in, if I can get it plugged in, because Bennett ran off with my cord here. Hey, what are you doing? I can't do this. I think he's in the basement. Okay, so when you turn this on, okay, can you see this somewhat? When you're hitting, it's off right now, okay? So I'm gonna go to manual, which is what I always use, and then you use your plus or minus buttons to, let's say you wanted it on, okay, 15 minutes. What this means is this is gonna count down. Pam, I know, I love you too. What you're gonna do is when this, so it's on, okay, obviously it's not gonna start cooking because I don't have the lid on. But when this starts counting down, so it's gonna take, like I said in my first video, let me just turn this off. It's gonna take about 10 minutes or so to reach pressure, a little less or a little more depending on how much stuff you have in the pot. Mandy, what's up, girl? What's up? And so depending on how much you have, about 10 minutes. Once it reaches the 10 minutes, let's say the 15 that we just put on, you'll see 15 on your pot. Then it'll start counting down until it gets to 0. When a recipe says quick release, okay, it means that when you see it get down to 0, and it'll actually say LO:00, okay, because then it's gonna start counting down LO01 for 1 minute that it's now been done cooking, 2, 3, and so on. When it gets to that, it means when it says quick release, you're going to release your vent right when it's done cooking. Okay, and that's because it doesn't want it to cook anymore. Can you get down, please? You're gonna fall. He's still climbing up the pantry, getting more food. So when a recipe says quick release, that's what's happening. Corey, what's up? What's up, Corey? So when it says natural release, that's actually when when it starts to count down, it gets to 0 and you'll see the L 0:00, 01, 02, 03. It's been sitting there for 5 minutes. That's when it's saying you're gonna wanna let it NR, natural release, for 10 minutes. So you're gonna wait till it gets to L010 and then you'll vent it, okay? So, and that's just sometimes for things like soups, things that have a lot of liquid in it, even like a lot of people I heard who do oatmeal, which I haven't done yet, but you don't want to release that, quick release it, because that's when you get a lot of splattering and that's when accidents can happen. I do a quick release on a lot of things, but another good one to do natural release I found personally is with a roast. So sometimes I've read and I've experienced it too, that if you quick release meats, a lot, like if you're doing, I mean, I do roast, I don't know if people do steaks in it or not, but it can actually get your meat kind of tough, and it has done that. So that's like one that you would want to let it naturally release for like 10 minutes or so. Okay, so that's that. I went over already, for those of you who are just joining us, when I release this. So you have it in sealing, you put it over to vent, and I throw a towel over mine. Some people will use like some kind of a spoon or something so that they're not by it. I actually just throw a towel over and then do it. And I've read that for a few reasons. For safety purposes, because obviously you have like scalding hot shooting steam coming out. But also because you can have a little bit of like, if you have soup or chili, you can have a little bit of food kind of splatter out. Carolyn, Jeff White, that's right, ladies. We've got a man among us. I love me some Jeff. What's up? Don't be commenting making fun of me, Jeff. All right, don't. And Sarah, what's up? What's up, girl? Now I will say, so my friend Pam's on. She sent me something that mom had said her kid was standing over this and opened this up, and she got burned on her face. And so obviously, this, I do want to say, my first video, I'm like, it's super easy, and it is. My kids use it. I let them press the buttons. They think it's cool, but I would never let them vent this, okay? Because it really is a pressure cooker. So you should always do your water test, okay, when you first get it. I don't exactly remember. You put some water in for so many minutes just to make sure everything's working right before you actually put food in it. It should be with your manual. But after that, like, I will let them put the food in, press the buttons, but if I'm gonna vent it, it's gonna be an adult. So just, I feel like the towel helps the steam kind of not come shooting out, but do know, like, this is a pressure cooker, so I wouldn't let your kids, obviously vent this. Okay, so I had a lot of questions about the dishes that I was using. I'm gonna move this over here. I think you can still see it. Hey, Benny, you wanna come get your food, honey? You want to come get your food over here? Okay, so your Instant Pot will come with, oh, it's here. The boys were playing with this. Kristen, what's up, Kristen? I'm just talking about the Instant Pot because I had so many questions. For those of you who are on, I had so many questions about it. I didn't realize that people would be so interested. I did kind of a quick intro when I was working with Kroger, just showing a really easy meal, but people were so interested, and I've had friends buy it since then. So I kind of wanted to hop on and do like more of an in-depth. I know it's kind of boring, but what's up, Shelly? What's up? So I just wanted to do kind of a more in-depth for everybody who had so many questions. I had a lot of emails and text messages and people commenting on Facebook page too. Hey, Kristen. Hey, girl. Okay, so your Instant Pot will come with this. This is a trivet. Okay, I do like the trivet. I do not put a lot of things directly on the bottom of my inner pot. So I've done chili, and that I'll do in there. I've done several different soups. I'll put that directly in there. But a lot of the meat, I don't want it sitting in the water. Okay, you always have to add about a cup of water to the pot, and that allows it to reach pressure. Okay, so every now and again, if I'm making spaghetti, I'm going to go through. One of my friends commented, Holly said she wanted some easy recipes. I'm going to go through that at the end. But if I'm doing like spaghetti sauce, I might only do a half a cup of water because you still have liquid from the sauce, but rule of thumb is a cup of water. Because this is in airplane mode. Can you wait till I'm done? I'm almost done and then you can get on, okay? Can you not turn it on? Because I was having issues with the internet. Once again, if anybody has a good internet company, let me know, because for some reason, if we have multiple devices running, maybe Jeff, if you're still on, maybe you know the issue with that because it seems to slow everything down. Gina, Sadie, what's up? What's up, ladies? Thanks for jumping on. I'm just talking about the Instant Pot because I had a million questions about it for my other live video that I did with Kroger, and I just wanted to do a more in-depth video. Okay, so I'm going over what comes with it. The trivet, which I like I said, use a cup of water, okay? That will help it reach pressure. I had the steamer basket forever, and I linked to, I think, most of the stuff in the live. If I did it right, you should be able to see links to everything. I actually like this. Yes, Jeff, because you know I have no idea when it comes to technology. Friday, I will bring beer for you, and you can help me. So I actually like this. I don't know why I like it better, but it's kind of the same thing as the trivet. So you put, let's just say, for example, chicken breast, like we did the chicken and salsa. You can put the cup of water in your pot. You'll either put the trivet, or you'll put your steamer basket, or even your Corningware, which I'll go over that. Oh, I love Jax. Thank you, Jax. Thank you. I wish it was true. It's not. Almost 10 years older than that. Okay, so, and we'll go over that. But anyway, so you'll put your cup of water in, you'll put your trivet, and then you place your meat on top of it. So like your roast, chicken, meatloaf, that kind of stuff. You don't really want it to sit on the bottom of the pot like you would if you were having soup or chili, because it can sometimes, that bottom gets a lot hotter and it ends up, can burn it. Also, I just don't want it sitting in the water. So I'm sure you can, but I just feel like I don't want it sitting in that liquid. Okay, so a lot of questions on what I was using the other night for the chicken and salsa. And I also use the, for my meatloaf. What else do I use for the pot and pot? Oh, frozen ground beef, which I'll get to when I get through some recipes. Frittata I've used in here. So this is the pot and pot method. You'll read pot and pot just means you have a pot inside a pot, pot and pot. You'll always still use a trivet. Okay, so you put your water in, you put your trivet, and then you're gonna put a pot. Everybody asks, what kind of pot can I put in here? It's whatever is oven safe. Anything that's oven and hey Jess, what's up? Jenny, what's up ladies? I'm just going over the Instant Pot. As I promised, I had tons of questions on it, so you'll have to go back and watch the replay if you want to see what I talked about so far. Fast forward the first 5 minutes where the boy's not behaving. So the pot and pot is literally just that, and you will use anything that's oven safe. So this is Corningware. I've seen like glass dishes that, what's up, Jay Wood? Glass dishes that are oven safe. So anything that's oven safe can go in the Instant Pot and you'll be safe. Okay, so like I said, this is one thing I actually just ordered because I realized like I do meatloaf in here that we love, and I've done, like I said, a frittata, frozen ground beef. This is fine, but I just ordered one of these, a springform pan that will fit so that you can kind of take it out and then the meatloaf is on here versus trying to cut it in the pot. So I'll let you know how I like this. Okay, so those are the dishes I use. All right, I had some of you say, I go on Pinterest and there's too many recipes and I don't know what to do. So my first video, I gave you some places that I like. The instantloss.com, it's healthy and she has lots of great, everything that I've tried from her. Her meatloaf is amazing. So I had kind of said a couple different ones. Forget the meatloaf. Make me a cheesecake. No, that's your job, Martha. Okay? Jay Wood, you need to make me some cheesecake because you are so good at desserts. I want to know how it works in the IP. I haven't dabbled in that. So, okay, so yes, Pinterest can be very overwhelming. I have a Pinterest page with some Instant Pot stuff that I have, pinned. I will say how I would personally start, and I link to my Pinterest page in there if you want to check it out, but how I would personally start is let's just say you're doing stuffed peppers, okay? I would just Google stuffed peppers Instant Pot, see what comes up, and just look at the first couple of recipes. See which one looks the easiest for you, and then I would try it. I have trialed and errored this for like the last year. So there's been some things I'm like, I take it out, I'm like, it's not done all the way. Bennett, be careful with the screwdriver that's in your hand. Okay, be careful. Okay? Okay. He's got a screwdriver, so that's fun. Life with boys. So anyways, so yeah, so I would start that way. That's kind of how I started. And then I started finding like Skinny Taste and Instant Loss and Nom Nom Paleo. And where are you going with that? Bennett?
What?
Where are you going with that?
I'm unscrewing the door.
He's gonna unscrew the door. Alrighty then, sounds good. Bring it back here when you're done, please. Seriously, don't go in the basement with it, okay? Another one that I found that I'm gonna, maybe we'll do another live when I figure it out, is once a month meals. She used to be called Once a Month Mom. She was just a blogger who loved making freezer meals, and I've done some of her freezer meals like years ago, but I just saw that she has a whole Instant Pot like freezer recipe section, and I just bought, and of course I forgot to grab them, they're in the basement, like these plastic, you know, freezer containers that actually will go, that, you know, freeze to the shape of the Instant Pot. So you can just pop it in and let it go. If you don't have those, you just start with something that would fit in there and put your Ziploc bag and you can freeze it. What's up, Barb? Hey, Marcy, what's up, girl? What's up, what's up? We're going over the Instant Pot. Hopefully it's not too drawn out, but I was trying to answer everybody's questions. So yeah, so I'll kind of let you know once I play around, but once a month meal, she has a whole Instant Pot freezer recipe like link up. And she said what she loves about the Instant Pot versus the crock pot, because she did a lot of crock pot ones. I know when I like did her stuff, it was a lot of crock pot stuff. She loves that, you know, a lot of times with the crock pot ones, you have to thaw them. So we have to think the night before, oh, that's right, I got to get food out. Well, who's thinking that? Because we're doing homework and we're shuttling kids back and forth and we're trying to get them to bed and they never want to go to bed. So I'm not thinking about I need to like thaw my meal for tomorrow. So with the Instant Pot freezer meal, she said you literally could think about it at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Pop it in and an hour later, your dinner's done. So I'm totally going to be trying those, and I will let you know if I have success and what I think about those. But I haven't done any freezer meals in it yet. So, so once a month meals. Okay, I brought up the raw ground beef. So Holly, hey Holly, just in time. I'm talking about easy meals in the Instant Pot, just for you. So I have done some frozen ground beef. I'm not gonna go over every single one of these, the times that I use. I wrote a few down that I just could think of off the top of my head, but I have a lot of them on my plan to eat, like where I do my meal planning and written down. So I don't, yes, perfect timing, Holly, perfect timing. So, so I don't remember all the times off the top of my head. I was trying to jot them down, but frozen ground beef, you know, this is great for meals, obviously. I mentioned hard-boiled eggs, but just for like you have frozen chicken or frozen ground beef and you're going to use it in something that maybe you don't want to do in the Instant Pot, use your Instant Pot for it, okay? And I love that you can put your frozen ground beef in here. Let's say you want to do a pot and pot and you want to do tomato sauce, okay? And you want to do, okay, let's say we want to do spaghetti, all right? So you could do, put your jar of pasta in there, put about a half a cup of water. I always say you need a cup for, you know, for it to reach pressure, but since you have your pasta sauce, I usually do a half a cup with it. And then Bennett, stay over here with that screwdriver. Still has a screwdriver, okay? Just pretend, okay? And then you put your pasta in and kind of make sure with any kind, whenever you do a pasta, make sure your pasta noodles are covered. So if your sauce has not covered your pasta noodles, add water, okay? And then what you could do is if you wanted to use frozen ground beef, okay? Let's say if you had it raw, I would saute it first, okay? And then I would just add it and add the noodles and the sauce, and then you put it on in, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. You can look it up, but about 10 minutes. And you have spaghetti with meat sauce, and it's awesome. If I'm running low on time, I've thrown just raw ground beef and not sauteed it in here. It works, it's just a little greasy. But if you have frozen ground beef and you're like, what am I gonna do for dinner? Oh my gosh, like I forgot. Well, you know, typically we have pasta, a jar of sauce, and then put your frozen ground beef in here, and so you can do it all at the same time. So, so this is also really good for frozen ground beef. So that's another one. Or like frozen chicken breasts. If you want to do those and you're like, I want to make quesadillas, or I want to throw it on, I don't know, whatever you use. I mean, salad or whatever, you can do it in there and it's really... Liz, oh, I was wondering when somebody was going to comment on this shirt. All right, so let's, public service announcement. Y'all going to make me lose my mind. I'm talking about my kids, okay? Because let's face it, they've been called off school. They've been going bonkers. It's cold. We're all going a little crazy up in here. So thanks, Liz. I had to wear this today because I thought, really, we're going to lose our minds. Okay, we're going to lose our minds. So, okay, the chicken and salsa I did on my other live. That's about 15 minutes, just chicken and salsa. I put it in the pot. You can do it however you prefer. And then you can either throw it in if you have like a hand immersion blender, or you just shred it right in the pot and serve it on, salads or wraps or however you want to do it. Let's see, what else? Oh, meatloaf is a good one, okay? If you guys like meatloaf. Meatloaf. InstantLoss.com. Her meatloaf is so good. Hang on just a second. Can you come here? I can't leave right now. Can you wait a minute? I'm almost done. I can't. Can you just tell me? Okay, hold up one sec. What? What? Okay, well, give me a minute. When I'm done with this, I will get it out for you. Okay? He wants to mop, you guys. He wants to mop. So we have a Roomba mopper, and it's amazing. Not as great as the vacuum Roomba, which is phenomenal. If anybody does not have one, you need one. They're expensive, but they are worth every penny. I never vacuum, ever. And then I make my husband vacuum the stairs, so then I never have to vacuum. But the mopper is pretty cool too. So where was I? Let me think. Oh yeah, meatloaf. So she has a great meatloaf. We are trying to go somewhat gluten-free, dairy-free when we're in the house. So it's a great gluten-free one, but you could just use regular breadcrumbs. And her topping on there, what she uses over just ketchup is awesome. So good. So InstantLoss.com has a great meatloaf. And I use this, but like I said, I'm going to try and start using the springform pan that I bought and see if that kind of makes it nicer. I can take the top off and then serve it. So the meatloaf is good. Hard-boiled eggs, like I said, another trick if you're doing egg salad, okay? So you could I do 2 dozen hard-boiled eggs in here for 5 minutes, and then I let it NR, naturally release, like I said, for 5 minutes, so it would say L0:05, and then I vent it, and then I put it in the water bath, and they're awesome. I put them right in my fridge, and my kids, even Bennett, my 2-year-old, can peel them. Who will be 3 on Saturday. I can't believe it. I have like almost no more babies in the house because he's so big. So if you're doing, I have not tried this, you guys, but this has been on my list to try, egg salad, okay? You can actually crack, okay? The girl said 8 eggs. I'm sure it's probably, even if you add extra eggs, it's probably gonna be the same time. Because if you double a recipe, typically it's still the same time as what the initial one was. Now, like if you have thicker chicken breast, that can change, but a lot of things that I've read is if you're doubling a recipe, it's about the same time either way because it's still reaching pressure and cooking it. But anyway, so if you put like 8 eggs in here and cook it, let me see how long. I actually wrote it down, blah, blah, blah. 1 cup of water. Okay, manual, 5 minutes with a natural release. So just letting it release on its own for 5 to 10 minutes. It comes out like this egg gooiness, but then she said you literally pop it out and just cut it. Yes. You come here. Can you come say hi? No. Can you come say hi to everybody? They want to say happy birthday to you because it's your birthday in a few days. You want to come say hi? Come on, and you can tell them what cake you wanted. Real quick, okay? So that we're not running around with this. What? Tell them. Say, what kind of cake did you get?
What?
What kind of cake?
Choo-choo.
A choo-choo cake, Thomas, because we're still obsessed with trains. Yes, Bennett. I know, no Marcy. No more, girl. I am done at 3. I told Steve, do. Shop is closed. For him, it actually is, okay? So, okay, so where was I? Oh, yeah, so you take the eggs out, and then you're literally, I'm telling them about making egg salad. So I said if you crack the eggs in here and you cook it for 5 minutes and you let it kind of naturally release, then you cut it up, there's egg salad. How easy is that? So just so many ways you can use it. Another one I mentioned that I love is a frittata. So like, or even any kind of an egg casserole. Just Google frittata. Bennett, you need to tell Mommy and Daddy to bring you down so we can collect shells. So yeah, so a frittata is great in there. And I mean, who doesn't love breakfast for dinner, guys? We do it all the time. My kids love breakfast. That's actually one thing they will eat. Spaghetti squash. So this is kind of the same as what I said in the one pot spaghetti, okay? I will put, okay, I used to, back in the day, before my lovely Instant Pot, try and cut a spaghetti squash. It would take me 20 minutes. It's hard. I almost cut my hand off. Not with the Instant Pot. Put that bad boy in, as long as obviously it will fit in there. Put it in whole. Put it in there for like 20 minutes, and then I let it just naturally release, like 10 minutes or so. Take it out, you can cut it and peel it, and you have amazingly easy spaghetti squash that you don't have to try and like cut your fingers off when you're trying to cut it when it's hard. Another thing that I have done, if I don't have any pasta, and let's say I have a spaghetti squash, I'll do the same thing as I mentioned with the one pot spaghetti. I will do the sauce, add a half a cup of water. If you have the ground beef, you know, you can saute that or just put it in raw if you don't mind it being a little bit greasy. And then I just put usually my steamer basket, or you can put your trivet, and then I put the spaghetti squash on there for 20 minutes and let it naturally release, and then you have, you know, one pot, really healthy, low carb, no carb meal. Okay, this one I love, wings. All right, y'all. Wings are awesome. My kids will eat them. I love them. And even when I was doing like Whole30 and I'm trying to like eat healthy, and you know, I'm always trying to eat healthy. Don't always, but it's a healthy meal because you can make your own sauce, because a lot of sauces have a lot of junk in them. So one thing I learned when I was doing Whole30, if you like Frank's or even, what is it, Cholula or Cholulu or whatever it is with the CH, you can do that. You can do the Frank's. But you mix that at the time with Whole30, I would do ghee. It has the dairy out of butter, but now I like the grass-fed butter. And you can just melt those together and use it as your sauce. So anyways, frozen chicken wings I get from, go find him. Go see what he's doing. Go say hi. Look in the office maybe. Maybe he's in the office sitting in there, or the basement. So put a thing, you can look, yeah. So put the frozen chicken wings. I think I get mine from Trader Joe's. They're organic and really good price. I can't think of the price right now. But I want to say it's a 2-pound bag. But it almost fills my pot. Can you give me, I'm almost done. With that being said, there is a max line on here. Okay, talking about safety, back to the safety thing. You never want to fill below or above that max line, because then that's when things don't either reach pressure, or it's gonna, like, food's gonna start coming out of your, Bennett is pulling me. Honey, I am almost done. You're being so patient. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. Come here. I know. He just is like, I just want Mommy to be done. So yeah, so you just throw the frozen wings in your pot. He was playing in here, but inside this, right, Holly? Not inside the other one. Throw your wings in there. You do a cup of water. You manual for 15 minutes, and then you quick release it, okay? Want some more? And then you take them out, and at that point, I've already melted like my butter and my Frank's. You can do whatever kind of sauce you want. I actually heard somebody doing like a liquid smoke mixed with some stuff. So, you know, play around with whatever kind of, you know, topping you want. You just kind of brush your pour your seasonings, brush your wings with the sauce in a bowl, and then broil them for about 5 minutes. Fall off the bone, like amazing. And actually, Jenny, if you're still on here, you just did ribs, right? And you said that they were very successful. You would probably take the timing down just a little bit, but let's not touch that, sweetie. Hang on just a minute. Okay, sorry guys, I know this is like a long one. A few more things. Stuffed peppers I've done. What I would say with that, I put the raw ground beef, and I actually used cauliflower rice. Yeah, last night. And they turned out pretty good, right? So I would say that's probably similar to the wings, like fall off the bone. I put the raw ground beef and cauliflower rice. I'm sure if you used regular rice, this would work the same. You don't cook it. So then you're stuffing everything and putting your spaghetti sauce or marinara sauce or whatever over your peppers. What I would say is make an X on the bottom of the pepper so that the liquid that kind of gets in there kind of comes out. So 1 cup of water, put your trivet in, put your peppers in, and then, did I write down how long? 15 minutes. And then you quick release, and they're awesome. We have not done any cheese like here. Typically, I don't buy cheese like lately because of the allergy we're trying to figure out. But what I've heard is that putting cheese in here can kind of gunk it up. So if you were gonna do peppers, I would take it out and then I would just put the cheese on and let it melt for a few minutes before you serve them. I mentioned we did crab legs at my mom's, 2 minutes, and they were perfect. I've done chili in there. I've done raw ground beef, and you put all the stuff, and I've done it where I sauteed it. I like it better when I saute it and drain it first because it's not, like I said, it doesn't get as greasy. But if you're trying to save time and, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But chili's really good. 15 minutes, you guys, okay? You're not like sitting over like the stove forever. And that's what I love about this. People are like, I'm not really, you know, some people are like, I don't know if I'm really sold on it. It's more like when I was doing my crock pot, it's like I'd have to think the night before, what am I going to put in there? You have to have it all ready to go. Yes, it cooks all day, but what I like about this is I didn't plan, okay? So I'm like, wait a minute, what are we having tonight? I have what, you know, thawed in the fridge, and let me throw some things together, and you can do it really easily. Thank you. And obviously soups too. I've done a lot of different soups in it. It's really good. Okay, so that's it. That's what I have. Sorry it was long. I just wanted to cover everybody's questions that I've gotten over the last week. And if you like this video, please like and share it, of course. And Facebook has done something new where us vlogs and other businesses, if you have a business page, you're not really being seen anymore because they want this live interaction. That's why they're encouraging everybody to do live videos. Mercy. Yes, I would, and I have only used grass-fed beef for the last couple of years, and mine still gets greasy, personally. So, I mean, you know, this is what I would do. I would try it, and I've done it where I'm like, I don't have time, and I didn't think about it, and I throw it in with the spaghetti and the sauce, and it's fine. I mean, the kids don't really notice. I just have noticed when I do them differently. Hang on. Oh, get your food. I have noticed that it's a little bit more greasy, so I prefer to saute it first. And that's with grass-fed beef. So, yeah, so Facebook is doing something different where they're not really seeing pages anymore. They want us to interact. So I started a community group for motherhood support that I've been kind of playing around with it. I'll put it like in the comments here within the next week. But where we can like just share stuff like, I'm having a bad day, or my kid's not pooping on the potty and he's gonna be 3. What did you guys do? So maybe we can try and start some interactions and some really good friendships there. I think it'll be kind of cool. So I started that and I'm gonna post that in the next week. But if you wanna see my stuff, please in the notifications say that you wanna see my stuff first, and then you'll be able to get notified if you wanna see my live videos that I might start doing and whatever else we're doing around here in the Jansen house. So I think that's it, guys. Thanks for spending some time with me. I know it was a long one and it wasn't as fun as the other ones were because it was kind of trying to go through all this, but I hope it helped you. And if you have any more questions, please leave me a comment and I will try, and if I don't know it, like I said, I'm not like a professional Instant Potter, but I've tried it and I've messed around with it enough that I love to share things that I find with you guys. So I think that's it. Let me see if there's any more questions. Blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, thanks for spending some time with us. Say the next time you see Bennett, he'll be 3. Oh, and he's stabbing me with a screwdriver. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks, Jen. Love you, girl. Love you. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, man.
Peace.